All right, welcome YouTube. This is Scott from Bigfoot Explorer. We're back again. I had made a how-to tutorial for the Squatch maps, and there was a huge section on the area determination that didn't even come out. I didn't notice it until I uploaded it to YouTube. So I've deleted that video, and I'm going to do a new one, okay? And in doing that, I've also found a way to find the area determination right on the Bigfoot Explorer mapping page. So let's get to sharing, doing the screen share. You can read what Squatch maps are right there on the Bigfoot Explorer Squatch maps website. Okay, so we don't want to take up too much time. We want to get this tutorial going. So let me share the first screen. The first screen we're going to share is going to be Bing Maps. And you might say, why are we sharing Bing Maps, right? Well, we're sharing Bing Maps because the first part, actually, let's do this. Let's get rid of this. Stop screen. And share screen again. Chrome tab, Bigfoot Explorer, share. Come back. Make sure we're there. Okay, here is the mapping section. You can read all this good stuff, why we're doing it, what for, what you get, the product, what's included on the map, what it'll look like. And just to let you know, this map itself, okay, it's not, I'm not claiming to have the best mapping product out there. This is a simple, easy tool to visualize the scouting points that we produce for you. So you're getting a bit of information there, a product, and then you'll be able to click on these waypoints, and that will bring you, it's a hyperlink embedded, and it'll open a maps page, and you'll be able to zoom in and see much clearer than you will with the PDF maps that I'm sending out. Something had to give in order for them to be ease of use, easy to email, somewhat easy to produce. The resolution took a shot. The clearer and more zoom stages that you have, the bigger the file. So that's why I've included for the waypoints that I pick and number, there's a hyperlink there that will send you to Google Maps. Just boom, click on it and we'll show that in just a minute. So I wanted to do the order form tutorial, and most of it is really basic. I mean, name, email, phone number, state, nearest town, county or parish, center point location, okay? Use the Bing Maps link below to determine your center point location. Navigate to your desired location. Location point should be the approximate center of the area. Once found, right-click your mouse and choose to copy the coordinates from the list. Once copied, return to this submission form, and from your keyboard, press Control and the letter V to paste the coordinates you just copied into the below field here. Okay? Can't get any more descriptive than that. And the reason why we're using Bing Maps, and here's the link, you click on that. Make sure it's going to be less of a headache and much easier if you're sitting at a computer, a desktop or a laptop hooked up to the internet. It is possible to do it from a mobile, but it's going to drive you nuts, and it's going to take a little longer to do. So the reason why we're using big maps, let's come back here and I'll show you. So let's stop sharing this one and let's share again. Come to Chrome tabs, share Bing Maps. Share that. Okay, here's Bing Maps. Bing.com Maps. And the reason why we're using this, it's so simple. It's the simplest way to share and copy actual physical coordinates. So let's say the area that I'm wanting is down here. Okay. And I'm using my mouse wheel to zoom in. You can use the plus and minuses here. I'm going to go ahead and here's where you can change your what we call a base map. You can also come right here and do a search, or you can do a search here. But just come to road. I'm putting it on aerials, so I'm just going to pick anywhere. Okay, so let's say I know that here's the area. And we're limited. If you read the information in Squatch Maps, we're limited to 4,500 acres, which roughly equates to 7.1 square miles of area per map. Okay, the reason for that is we need something to encompass enough area, but we need the resolution of the map to be legible, and you need to be able to somewhat see your points and see the natural and physical features on the map. If we had an area this big and we put points all over it, can you tell exactly where to go? No. So that's why we have, if you have a bunch of areas that you want, well then each one of those areas will be a different map. So let's say I've chosen this area roughly. It's going to be my first area, and you can think of the boundary of your screen as the boundary of your map. So this is going to be in the map. Let's say this will be the 4,500 acres. So as we read, we want to put the point in roughly in the middle. So here's my arrow in the middle. Now it said to right click on your mouse, boom. And then in this dialog box that pops up, look right here down at the bottom. It shows you the coordinates, and then there is a blue copy button. Left click that and it'll say copied. Okay. Then what you want to do is you want to come back to which you'll need two tabs open. I suggest doing this in Chrome, or you can do it in anything else. Doesn't matter. I just use Chrome. So then we're going to come back here, and remember it said once copied, return to the submission form, and from your keyboard press Control and V to paste the coordinates you just copied. So put your mouse in here. Now you'll see they may have some existing coordinates there. Let me check some. 31,759. Just put your cursor there. If it's showing coordinates for you to use, do not use those. And the reason why it's showing me this is because I've been doing this tutorial over and over with different areas to try to get this video right. So I have my cursor in here. From the keyboard, hit Control and then the letter V. Boom. And that's it. Now I have your center point. It's that easy. Okay. Then we're going to move on. This is area location. If you get sidetracked on this, don't worry about it. It's not a huge deal. Just know that uh, the max area that we can have is 4,500 acres. Okay, and that's basically this area location is a way for you to send me the exact area that you want. Okay, the center point is just a center point. The area will also help me find your area, because that's the big thing. We want to make sure that we get exactly where you're going to be and where you want to scout, right? So let's read this real quick. Areas can be no more than 4,500 acres or 7.1 square miles with the center point. Any larger and the maps will be unusable, will be at an unusable scale. To determine area, use the area measurement tool below. Search and zoom and find your center point area, just like we did with Bing Maps. Next, use the predefined shape, which is right here, button, option on the top left, and then we'll run through that. Choose the rectangles for the shape, miles for units, and length for side 1 and 2. And you're going to put 2.7 miles in. Then click Add Shape. Now click and hold with your mouse on the center green point and drag and move the area point to your center point location. Once complete, choose the email map right here option on the top left to email to right here, Scott J. Owens. Remember to finish the form by scrolling down and hitting the submit button. So I have a little map here. Okay, are we still sharing? Yeah. I have a little map here. And what you can do is you can click and drag around here. Now, if you accidentally click and put a point, you go, oh, I didn't want to do that. If you look down here at the bottom, you'll see delete overlay or delete last point. So just hit delete last point, okay? So you can use your scroll wheel from your mouse to zoom in, but you actually have to use the control button and your wheel, or you can just use this plus, minus, plus, and then use your mouse, click and hold to drag. I'm going to try to find that same area. Find your area of interest that we just found a minute ago that we want to scout. And I'm just picking this again. So it's something like this. Let's just say, okay, my center point was like right here in the center. Okay. And this is going to be my area. So what we can do is, if we read this up here, next use the predefined shape option. Okay, predefined shape option right here. We're going to click that. Oh, cool. So right up here, rectangle for shape. Here's shape. We got rectangle. Miles for units. Units is feet. So we got to change this to miles. Okay. And then length of side 1 and length of side 2. If we look up here, length of side 1 and 2, choose 2.7. So we're going to put 2.7. See, I've done this a bunch. 2.7. So that's 2.7 miles on each side. Then hit add shape. Boom. So you'll see that it added something, but it's kind of off the screen. All you have to do, don't fool with this point. What's the next bit of information? Now click and hold with your mouse on the center green point and drag and move the area point to your center point location. So remember, we said right in the screen is about the center. So zoom out a little bit, and now you can see the center point. So when you hover over that with your mouse, you get a hand. So left click and hold it and drag this point to where you think your center point is. So we set it the center of your area. So it's about right here. So when we let go, boom, we have a nice little box over the center area that we're going to use. Now the map itself is a rectangle, not a square. So you'll have a little bit more on each side, but this is this will help ensure that I have the right spot to do this work, because I don't want to spend all the time scouting and analyzing and doing the aerial interpretation work if it's the wrong area. So that's kind of why we're doing that. So now we have our area, okay? Once complete, choose email map. And the reason why we have to do this is this whole thing does not stay in the form. So you just have to come here, email map. You can copy this or write sjowens@bigfootexplorer.com in the email. Put your name, the same name that you put in the form, and in your message, please write what state, what county, nearest town, and any other notes that you want to put in there, so I can link this map to your form that you're going to submit. Okay? And then once you hit send, boom, it's done. You don't even have to worry about this anymore. And then what's the last thing it says? Please remember to finish the form by scrolling down and hitting the submit button. Here is another additional info. If you have any other information that helps me find the area, or notes that you want to put in for me to concentrate on, put that here, then boom, you hit the submit button. And that's it. That's the tutorial, the order form tutorial video. It's not really hard. It just takes a little time, but we want to make sure that we have the exact area, your exact area. So now let's get a look at what the map looks like. Now, I'm currently in beta, so people who jump on this early are going to get free maps, okay? Because it takes time to do the photo interpretation. So let's get, I have one sample map that I've been using. Let's bring that up. So when we're done, you'll get a PDF map that'll look similar to this. Oh, application. Okay, this. Share. Make sure this thing is sharing. Yes, it's sharing. Okay. So this is just an example. Okay. Yours will have, it may have a bunch of points. It may have a few points. Okay. It's what we feel giving you your area. How much does it match our criteria of void of man, forest, contiguous forest area, which those two go together, abundance of game or some sort of game species that are there in that area, adequate supply of water, elevation changes, and habitat diversity. And there's one more that Patrick mentioned, and I forget. But for right now, that's what I'm studying. And so this is the basic map. And you open this, any PDF reader will open this file. It just so happens that I have Adobe Acrobat Pro, but you can download, most computers have Adobe Acrobat Reader installed. If it's not installed, it may prompt you to do it. That's fine. In just a minute, I'll show you where you don't have to download anything. Okay. But if you have Adobe Acrobat Reader or some other form of PDF software and it looks like this, come over here. You see this little arrow here? There you got stuff that's hidden. Okay. you want to hit this, and you'll notice this little thing came up here, this little side tools. Well, this is your pages within the document. Okay, you want to hit that, and you'll see there's two maps here. They're the exact same maps with the exact same points, but one's a topo map, okay, and then you can use these plus, and you can zoom in and see stuff, and then you can go back to this one, and you can do the same thing, okay? So you'll get those two maps fit to one full page. Now, each one of the points that I pick, because the resolution is not that great in the PDF map that we send you, because it's a simple map, because we need it to be small in size to email, we've maximized the amount of area, the 4,500 acres within one map screen here. And that's about, if it's a smaller area, then it'll be even better. The resolution will be even better. So it doesn't have to be 4,500 acres. That's the max that I can fit on one map page. So if you look, when I hover over the numbered scout points, okay, these are the points that we handpick for you that we think in these areas you need to concentrate on for some sort of Sasquatch evidence, okay? So you say, well, let me zoom in on that and go check that out. Well, because of the resolution of the maps not that great, we know that Google Maps or Bing Maps show a lot more detail, right? So with that said, if you notice, they have a hand to move this around, but when I hover over the numbered waypoint, the Squatch waypoint, and they'll always be yellow with the Squatch in it, you'll see there is a web link, okay? So let's put this back to whole page, and let's click this link and see what happens. When I click this link, y'all can't see it because I got to share the screen. It opens another tab, internet tab in Google Maps, and we're going to show you that. Let me stop this cam. Let me share again. Chrome tab just opened. Boom. There it is. Here's your coordinate of that point that we just looked at. Now, this isn't the spot, but this is the coordinate, and here is the point on Google Maps. So if we do this, boom, now we can get down and start looking for trails or water. You can zoom out, and you can see that's the exact spot, okay? So they'll be hyperlinked. Those points will be hyperlinked, and there'll be a reminder in your delivery email that those points are clickable, okay? And that's basically it. That's basically the Squatch Maps tutorial in the nutshell. Just remember, one of the big reasons that we're doing this is we want to collaborate with other researchers or explorers who may have an interest in how we use aerial maps, interpret these maps, use the search criteria that we use, because we've been somewhat successful. And we want to see if the points that we pick for you, if you guys are successful finding any sort of evidence, whether it be a sighting, an encounter, whether it be tracks, whether it be vocals at night, whoops, yells, screams, any other type of evidence that you might hear. Okay, so and then what we'll do there, just send me an email back and say, hey Scott, the map you produced me, we have been going to these areas for the past 2-3 months. Here's a summary of what we've been finding at point blah blah blah, point 1, point 2. we've actually found a track. Point 5, we had a really loud vocal that happened. And what I'll do is when you send me that email, I have a copy of all your forms that you submit to me. So I'll have your name from your email that you send me, and I can link all that together. And what we're wanting to show, sorry, or what we're wanting to see is there a pattern with the criteria that we're choosing and how we're scouting from these aerial maps? Can we locate, replicate, finding Bigfoot evidence with the criteria that we're using over and over and over for anyone? If we can do that, then it's a start. It's a start to something bigger. And I think, plus, just check out the fun factor. You may be a seasoned researcher or someone who goes out and scouts a lot, explores a lot. You get our maps, you have some points, you look at them, you say, man, I've never been to these spots. I mean, I know where these spots are, but hey, you get to go explore new places. It gives you something to do, to get out off the couch, boots on the ground. Go check it out. Print the maps out. The maps, there it is. Sorry about that. So study your maps on Google Maps because you can zoom in and find detail. Okay. And then once you start looking at these maps a lot, because that's what I do, it will be imprinted in your head. And then the Squatch map that you print out, also take that Squatch map and go to some place like Office Max or Documax or whatever you and have it laminated with heavy mill. So now you've got a piece of laminated, heavy mill laminated map that you can throw up on the dash. You can put in a hunting vest or your backpack, and you can always bring that out on the ground with your compass. North is always up on the page. You can orient. You can use it as a navigation tool. And you'll have that map there for that point as you're trying to find it while you're driving around. And then once you get out and start hiking a little bit and walking. So that's the idea for Squatch maps. If you guys have any, I hope I covered everything. I'll probably remember something that I did, but this is better than the first one, the first video that I put up where we missed the entire area section. So thanks for watching the video. If you have any questions, email me, sjowens@bigfootexplorer.com. Okay, until next time, y'all hang in there.